Hello students. In this session we are going to touch base about everything you need to know about your actual science journey. But before starting, I'd just like to give you a brief introduction about myself. I'm Viraj Shah. I'm the founder of the Actuarial Academy. Plus, I'm one of India's youngest qualified actuary. And not only that, I have past experience with several firms such as Aditya Birla Sun Life, Deloitte, KPMG and so on. In this session, we are going to touch base upon what is actual science, what are the number of papers and how you can pursue your actual science, what is the scope of the actual science, can actually really earn 1 crore, and not only that, why you should choose us for your actual science journey. So what is actual science? You might have heard about this thing. Someone reads your palm, tells you what will happen in the future. That's quite unreliable, right? But in actual science, you use your mathematics, probabilities, and statistics using numbers in order to predict what will happen in the future. For example, you might have heard this quote quite in your Indian market that 1 crore term assurance policy at just 720 rupees per month. So, for example, if a person dies, he will receive 1 crore by just paying 720 rupees. If you think logically, there are 10 individuals in this scenario. 10 individual pays 720 rupees per month, that is 7,200 rupees. If one person dies, 1 crore the company will pay you. So there are a lot of questions. How will the company make money? And how will the society benefit from it? So the calculation of this 720 rupees per month is nothing but done by an actuary. Apart from that, you might have heard about currently the Reliance stock being around 3,000 on an average, right? The results were fantastic because of extensive Geo platform and Geo plus Hotstar deal, which will give them an immense growth in the future. Also, you might have also heard about Reliance and Geo splitting up in the future. So you will get two stocks instead of one. So all these factors come into play and then you predict that no, now my 3000 stock will become 4000 or 4200. This prediction based on probability and how much money of your own personal wealth you should amount in your Reliance is nothing but done by an actuary. For example, I'll just give you one more example. I have 1 crore right now. If I invest all my money in Reliance and tomorrow, for example, because of some bad situation, the Reliance company got bankrupt. It was unable to pay its dues, or maybe Mukesh Ambani died, for example. In that case, the company will go bankrupt and you will lose all your money, right? So you need to be very strategically placed when you invest your money in a company. So how much money to invest in a company, how much risk you should take is nothing but done by an actuary. In simple language, actual science uses mathematics, probability and statistics to define, analyze and solve the financial implication of the uncertain future to get a little bit of certainty. So, how can you become actual science and how many papers are there? In order to simplify, I have divided how many papers are there into three different stages. Stage 1. Stage 1 is compulsory for everyone. It is divided into three different parts: CS, CM and CB. CS basically indicates core statistics papers. Core statistics means there are two papers with respect to statistics, CS1 and CS2. CM, core mathematics. It includes again two papers, that is actual mathematics and financial engineering. CB, it includes three type of paper, which is business finance, business economics and business management. So these seven papers are compulsory for a student. This is the stage one and the student has to compulsory appear for these papers. In order to simplify it further, the pattern on which paper you need to give first, which paper you need to give second is as per the preference of the students. But at the Actuarial Academy, we recommend the students should clear CS1 or CM1 as their first paper. Followed by that, they should go for CM1 or CS1 according to what they have chosen the previous paper, and then CS2 or CM2. Don't worry, you're getting confused about what paper to do next. You can give us a call at any point in time and we will be able to guide you. So your statistics paper is also divided into two parts. One is your theoretical aspect. Second is the practical aspect. In your theoretical aspect, whatever you learn, you need to write it in your Word or in the MCQ format by the Indian Institute. In the practical aspect, whatever you have learned in theory, you're going to apply in real life through R model programming, which is nothing but a coding platform. CM. This is also divided into two aspects, which is nothing but, I would say, theory of 100 marks, which would include understanding what will happen in the mathematical future, and the practical aspect of the same through Excel version. Both of these papers, the practical and theory, are of 100 marks. In order to pass, you need to get an aggregate of 60 plus. How do you get an aggregate? There is a weightage of 70% in theory, 30% in R. So for example, if you get around 80 marks in theory, so 80 into 0.7, which is 56, you get 56 in your aggregate one. If you get 100 on 100 in R, that is 30% into 100 is 30 marks, 30 plus 56, you get 86 marks, and the passing marks is 60. This is how an aggregation come into picture. It is not compulsory for you in order to pass in both the papers. It is okay if you get 70 in theory and 50 in R. The necessary aspect is combined, it should be greater than 60. CB1, CB2. CB1 is nothing but your accounts paper, where you are going to learn about several accounting ratios and so on. CB2 is economics, which will give you an overall idea of what will happen in the future. CB3 is nothing but business management skills. The overall, I would say, the passing percentage of each stages is greater than 45% on an average. CB papers are categorized not in theory or practical. There is only one paper for CB, which is of 100 marks, and again you need to get 60 plus in order to pass. This is nothing but your stage 1. Talking about stage 2 is CP papers. Again, I would recommend after clearing stage 1, you should enter your stage 2. CP paper is divided into 3 papers again. CP1, CP2, CP3. CP1, actual practice. It is one of the biggest paper in your actual science journey, where you need to think about what are the different causes or repercussions, what will happen in the future. CP2 is actual modeling. You have been given a situation, you need to create a model. CP3 is communication practice. Like for example, if I use some difficult words like mortality, life tables, as a normal person, you won't be able to understand. But if I tell you the percentage of a person dying at a particular age is nothing but mortality, now you will be like, okay, now I understand. So how to communicate to an audience is nothing but taught in CP3. I would say the stage 1, stage 2. Stage 1, as I told earlier, there were 7 papers. Stage 2 has 3 papers. Both of them together has 10 papers. These 10 papers are compulsory for a student, whoever is starting their actual science journey, to focus, to clear all these 10 papers. After clearing all these 10 papers, they move to stage 3. Stage 3 consists of two aspects, SP and SM. Here you get an option. You need to select any two papers out of the listed SP papers and any one paper out of the listed SA papers. How do you select your SP and SA papers? It's quite simple. Based on your specialization, again, we are left to talk about what are the scope of actual science. So I would say there is immense scope. You can work in life insurance, general insurance, health insurance, pension, risk management, data science, finance, wherever you want to work. Based on that, you need to select these papers. Again, these papers are of 100 marks. One single paper, you need to get aggregate 60 plus in a paper in order to pass. The passing percentage again is around 40 to 45%. So based on this specialization, you can select any 3 papers in your stage 3. So in total, stage 1 has 7 papers, stage 2 has 3 papers. Together, 10 papers are compulsory for an actual students irrespective of their specialization. Stage 3, you get a chance to specialize in your area of interest, which can be anything as per your preference. So total 10 plus stage 3 has 3 papers, 13 papers you need to pass in order to become a qualified actuary. Apart from that, you need to have an experience around 3 years for you to have a tag of FIA, which is nothing but a qualified actuary. So in order to become an actual science, how would you pursue? Do you do it via some college degree, or how do you do it? So you can pursue actual science from two major institutes, which is nothing but IFOA, Institute of Faculties of Actuaries, and IAI, Institute of Actuaries of India. So IFOA is based in UK, IAI is based in India. So what are the similarities? What are the differences? What should we choose? A simple example. The portion, the curriculum, the number of papers is exactly same between the institutes. Then you would be like, what is the difference? The difference are quite simple. IFOA conducts its examination in April and September. II conducts its examination in May and November. Hello everyone. A new update. IAI will now conduct its examination 4 times instead of 2 times. So previously it was happening during the month of May and November. Now it will be 4 times: February, May, August, and November. So now the students from II can appear 4 sittings in a year. Both of these examinations are online based, that is, you need to appear it from your home. However, Indian Institute is moving to a little bit of offline space, that is, you need to go to a center. But IFOA, the UK based institute, is completely based home and it's an open book examination. Hello everyone, a new update. IFOA has now announced a closed book examination. This means that you won't be able to access any of your handwritten book, notebook, or your formulas. Now you have to remember all the formulas. However, you can use your actual tables book, which will be available in the PDF or hard copy format as per the IFOS regulations only. The passing percentage of IFO is on an average 40 to 45%. For IAI, it is around 32 to 35%. The cost, since it is based in UK, you need to pay it in pounds. Therefore, the cost is 20% more expensive as compared to IAI. So, for example, each paper in IFOA cost around 180 to 200 pounds on an average. There are some papers which are lower, there are some papers which are higher. But on average, 180 to 190 pounds, which comes out to be 19,000 or 20,000 on an average. Indian Institute charges around 12 to 13,000 per paper on an average. So it's around 20 to 30% of a difference. Minimum qualification. You need to be 10th pass. That is, you have to attain an age of minimum age 60 in order to give your paper from IFOL. From Indian Institute, you need to have a degree from your 12th standard. Plus, you need to clear their entrance examination, which is known as ACET. However, there are some restrictions with the Indian Institute. In the new recent changes, the Indian Institute has made the CS, the statistics paper if you remember, and the CM, the mathematics paper. We discussed that in the last slide. That paper have been made MCQ based paper by the Indian Institute, but IFOA, that is the UK based institute, still you have to write all the steps and you will be marked upon writing these steps. On an average, global recognition, IFOA has across the globe recognition. So in case if you do it IFOA sitting in India, you want to work in US, you want to work in Canada, you want to work in Europe, you want to work in Australia, you can do that. In that case, the IFOA degree allows you to work across the globe. In India, around I would say 80% of the student prepares their paper from the Institute Faculties of Actuaries, that is nothing but UK based institute. In case if you are having a little bit of difficulty understanding which institute should I prefer or which paper should I give, or I want to start my actual journey but I'm confused about how do I start, in that case don't worry. I will give you my number towards the end of the PowerPoint presentation and you can just give me a call directly. I will be happy to help you on the phone call, or if you want to meet it at our center, I would be more than happy to have a career counseling session one on one. Apart from that, you might be a little bit astonished about hearing this. What is the best time in order to pursue your actual science? You might be thinking after 12th standard, after doing your degree. But no, you can start your actual science journey right after your 10th standard. You have to do a small math basic course, that is nothing but a bridge in order to get your knowledge skills for pursuing your actual science journey. It will include several chapters such as derivatives, logarithm, integration, which is taught in your 11th and 12th standard, which is taught to you in that bridge course. That is a 2 or 3 month course. After doing that course, you can give your first paper in your 11th standard itself. So you would be like, okay, this is the best opportunity for you to start. In case if you clear your paper, that's well and good. You can go ahead with your actual science journey. If you're a little bit unsure, you give your paper and you do not clear. Now you know actual science is not the right path for me. You can pursue any other professional degree like CA, CFA, or any as per your choice. So 11th standard is the best time to start your actual science journey, which no other professional courses offered. Now, the co-founder of the Actuarial Academy, Sunny Savla, is going to explain you the scope, the opportunities, the different areas you can work in, the job, salaries, and how the Actuarial Academy can mentor you to achieve your goal.
Hello everyone, I am Sunny Savla, the co-founder of the Actuarial Academy and currently the youngest qualified actuary of India. So I'll be continuing and I'll be solving your further questions around the actuarial science. So here we are looking at how an actuary can now shape the world. Basically, what impact can you as an actuary create overall in the industry? May it be corporate industry, may it be looking at a consultancy firm, may it be an insurance business. We will look at each of these details. So what are the opportunity? What is the market growth? This is the major question for everyone who is trying to pursue actuaries. So let's solve each and every of these areas. Starting with life insurance, general insurance, health insurance, finance and investments, risk management, and pensions. These are the broad 6 categories of actuarial science. As you might have seen previously, Viraj might have explained it to you, the specialized papers. So you can do your further specialization after the basic 10 papers. You can do the further specialization in whichever area you feel is good. Now, frankly speaking, each of these areas are developing on a huge extent here in India with almost around 30 plus insurance companies, Indian insurance companies, as well as the foreign companies trying to outsource their work out here. Same goes with general insurance and same goes with life insurance. Nowadays, since the last 2-3 years, more roles are being opened up into finance and investment and into risk management, which we will discuss in the further slides. Now, you might have heard that data science is almost trendy in these days. Yes, with actuaries, you can do data science. The core fundamental of data science is statistics and the use of statistics on a big data and on using statistical programs like R and Python. In actuaries, in actuarial levels, specifically CS1 and CS2, we do cover all kinds of stats and all kind of functionalities that can be used on that big data using softwares like R and Python. So that will help you to enhance your career in data science as well. Then there is an option of investment banking where a few actuaries have been into investment banking, but yeah, still there is a huge potential for this role to open up as well in the next 4-5 years. So I would say this is the opportunity and it's wide range. It's not like you will be restricted to one domain. As per our suggestions, you can do internships, you can do multiple job switches, and you can look at each of these fields. You can analyze it yourself and you don't have to decide now. You wait, you will learn each of these details in your actuarial papers, and once these are learned, accordingly you yourself would be the very right person to decide which industry you have to go in. So let's discuss few of the employers in detail as well so that you know which all companies actually do hire. Definitely starting with the big fours for Deloitte, EY, KPMG and PwC. They have huge actuarial teams for banking and risk management and for insurance companies. So these consultancies provide services to the insurance company, and the only benefit is you get to work with a lot of clients, your interaction increases and your networking increases. Then we move on to industry where we talk about almost 26 plus Indian insurance companies and almost 10 to 15 plus foreign insurance companies which have outsourced their business. When I talk about this, I only mean life insurance. When we move to general insurance, assume there are almost 15 to 20 other companies as well in that area. So both life and general are booming and hiring actuaries on a large scale. Same goes with health insurance as well. The pensions industry is now booming as well. In India, it's not so much prevalent, but in UK and US, they have big pension markets, and those big players are coming to India to hire hundreds and 200s of actuaries every year. And these are multiple companies. So you might feel that 100, 200 hiring is a bit less, but Trust me, when you hear the number of actuaries in India, that number is very less and hiring demand is huge. So these are 50 plus companies that are hiring actuaries, and we at the Actuarial Academy have tie-ups with 5 to 6 of these official companies where we help our students getting placed in those companies. We'll push our students' resumes to these companies. Also, the benefit is we have a lot of past student as well, and they have moved to multiple companies. So the contacts and the job placement out here is very well, and we ensure that within the next 1 2 months of you starting to search your jobs, you will get placed at a very good firm, and you will have 4 5 offers for you to compare amongst which one to choose. So, moving on to market growth, this is the statement from the IAI president that they are expecting the member students to grow from 10,000 to 35,000 in the next 3 years and to 1 lakh by 2035. But today, when we stand in 2024, the current number of actuarial members are only 8,000. And when we talk about fellow actuaries, which are the fellow fully qualified actuaries in India, it's only 600 as per IAI, which is the Indian Institute. When we compare it with IFOA, most people also give it from IFOA. The total number of qualified fellow actuaries from IFOA are also around 14,000. Again, this is presence across the globe, and this has been from the last 20, 30, 40 years. We are seeing that the total is 14,000 every year. Rarely 100 200 more fellow qualified actuaries are added. So that's the supply is very very restricted, and accordingly they are expecting huge growth in the upcoming years because job requirements are crazy high. So in summary, this is the expected level of demand and the supply for the actuaries. Well, here when we compare it with CAs, there are lakhs of CAs and CFAs and tens of lakhs of MBAs graduating and qualifying every year. So here when we look at it, there are only few hundreds of actuaries which are becoming fellow qualified actuaries, and the demand is crazy high. So you see that the big gap is there, a big opportunity is there. So now the next part that we will be looking at would be jobs, salaries and packages, which you have been awaiting throughout this video. So trust me, before starting this, we will be giving you only realistic figures and will not hamper any of your expectations. Since me myself, I'm working in PwC and have worked at Deloitte, both of the big fours, and even Viraj has worked in big fours. We have the exact level of salary expectations that we have gotten and what our other students have gotten. So whatever expectations that we will be setting will be general and realistic. So you don't have to worry on that part. So when we consider an actuary who has done with 4 to 6 papers by the time of his or her graduation, they'll be expecting somewhere close to 8 to 10 lakhs. Again, this is an average package. A lot of our students always do an internship and then go for the direct job placement. Here in those cases, you can easily get up to 12 lakhs, and this is at the age of 21, guys. When we compare it with any other degree, any other, even if it's CA or an MBA, you start earning after, let's say, 23, or in case of a post graduation like MBA, you start earning after the age of 25. Here you will be starting at the age of 21. Now there are some people who have started their actual journeys earlier, like Viraj mentioned. Now there are many students who have started it right after their 11, so they'll be easily be able to complete 10 papers before their graduation, and their expectation would be easily close to 12 to 15 lakhs per annum. This is the CTC. There might be some fixed component, some variable component, again might differ from company to company, industry to industry, but this is the average salary expectation. Now when we move on to becoming a fellow qualified actuary after clearing 13 papers, you can easily expect somewhere close to 22 to 25 lakhs. Now, see, normally the expectation of anyone to become a fellow qualified actuary can range from the age of 23 to 24 years. Now, we have done it at the age of 22 to 23, but normally people, a normal average person can complete it at the age of 24 to 25, even if they have started after 12. Trust me, getting somewhere close to 22 to 25 LPA at the age of 24 to 25, basically, whatever your age is, you are getting that much level of CTC is in itself amazing, because we have seen the cost and the fee structure. It's barely even 5 to 6 lakhs that you are spending in over a period of 4 to 5 years, and you are able to secure a package at this age. Again, these are just the starting salaries. The growth rates in India are almost 15% to 20%. So your salaries will increase at the rate of 15 to 20% if you stay in the same company. There are people who switch companies in corporate, and after switching from one company to another, you might even get a hike of 40 to 50%. So whatever your target salary expectations are, by the time you turn 30, you can easily meet all of those expectations to live a proper wealthy life. Now, some of you might have questions of moving to abroad. Now, for abroad, the scope is a bit wider. When we compare it, the salaries in case of UK, you might get easily around 1 lakh pounds, and for US, you might get somewhere close to 1,50,000 pounds. Again, provided that you have 3 to 4 years of Indian experience, you have cleared all your papers, and then you are moving abroad. Then, in that case, when we translate it to Indian rupees, it's somewhere close to 1.2 CR. Okay, moving on to the next part. Few things on our academy. So we have begun teaching since the last 3.5 years, have taught over 50 batches and almost around 500 plus students. We have ourselves taught around 500 plus students, but interacted and mentored over 1500 plus students. So this is the founder, Viraj Shah, one of the youngest qualified actuaries of India. I am Sunny Savla, the qualified actuary and currently the youngest qualified actuary of India. Viraj has done CFA and I have done FRM as well. We both have worked in Big Fours, right? And we both have a teaching experience of almost around 3 years plus. This is Moksh Jain. He'll be teaching one of the levels. He himself is a associate. He would be an associate actually soon, and he has been teaching one of the papers. Same goes for Daksh. He has also cleared 7 plus papers, and will move to Utsav, who is a partly qualified chartered accountant and has cleared 8 to 9 papers. So all of the faculty either is qualified or fully qualified, or I would say more than halfway through their actuarial journey. So I would say we are the best people. As you can see, we all have our ages, which is less than almost 23 years. So we are the best ones because we ourselves have cleared these papers at a young age and can interact with you well. We can understand your problems, which you face at this age, and can help you out. May it be managing studies with your college exams, may it be managing studies with your work pressure, anything, we can help you. Rather than a tutor to a student, we can help you friend to friend. So that is our faculty. And moving on to the next part, why choose us as an academy? So now there might be multiple coaching institutions that you might be exploring, but why are we special and why would you choose us? Like we discussed, we are a team of youngest qualified actuaries, and we will be teaching you and mentoring you over your actuarial journey. We will be providing you high quality notes. Our experience also in the industry revolves from 3 to 5 years. So we have worked in the consulting field and in the relevant insurance and market risk, credit risk, and risk management areas. We'll be having a tailored training program where we'll be training each and every of the individual for their resume preparation, for their interview preparation, and which area do they have to go into. There'll be an interactive based learning where a group of 10 to 15 people, we make small batches to ensure that a group of 10 to 15 people get proper attention, and we will interact with them at multiple stages. The doubts are solved on a group basis where someone else's doubt can benefit you, someone else's queries, someone else's expertise can benefit you, may it be me or may it be any other student. We also provide in-house placement assistance as we have tie-ups with 4 companies. There are chapter-wise tests and mock tests also being conducted over the period of time. So these are the reasons because of which we have been experts in this area, teaching over 250 students in every exam diet. Also, the fee structure that we have been providing is much lesser compared to our competitors. You can look at our Instagram, LinkedIn, and other social media pages to see our students' testimonials. One of our students has also secured all India rank 1 in one of the most difficult papers, CP1. So there are multiple reasons. You can only see 6 of those on the screen, but multiple other reasons which you can find from our students' testimonials, which would indicate us that these are the reasons why you should be choosing us. So these are the credentials on which you can contact us. You can scan the QR code to visit our website, which will solve all your queries. You can reach out to us personally on our contact details to either me, Viraj, or Utsav. We have our own website, theactualacademy.com. You can follow us on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and you can join our WhatsApp and Telegram groups to catch up all the latest updates of Actuarial Science. So thanks a lot for staying with us throughout the session. Hope we have solved all your queries with regards to actuarial science. But in case if you want to know anything else, feel free to reach out to us on our contact details. Thanks a lot.